Alright, next let us proceed to example 2. So in this example, I'm going to move a little bit quick lah. Okay, sebab kamu dah ada konsep dah ada kat example 1. Cuma this one dia bagi dalam percentage. Okay, so ascorbic acid which is vitamin C cures scurvy and may help prevent common cold. It is composed of 40.92% of carbon, 4.58% of hydrogen and 54.5% of oxygen by mass. Okay, so dia bagi kita percentage by mass for each element yang ada dalam ascorbic acid. Okay, so the molar mass of ascorbic acid is given dekat sini. Determine its empirical formula and molecular formula. Okay, so over here we have two things that we need to find. Okay, empirical formula and molecular formula. So we will start with determine the empirical formula first, then only we will determine the molecular formula. And this question is a little bit different because it gives you this molar mass. Okay, then what is the function of this molar mass? Okay, later kita akan nampak. Alright, so element over here ada 3 element, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. So over here we need to fill in carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Okay, so the mass. Okay, how to determine the mass? Sebab dia bagi kita percentage kan. So macam mana kita determine mass? Okay, so over here we need to assume. Okay, sebab dia bagi kita mass, so we can assume lah. Assume apa? Assume that the mass of ascorbic acid equal to 100 gram. Okay, so kenapa saya pilih 100? Okay, sebab dia bagi percentage kan dekat kita, 40.92% of carbon. So, kalau lah dia bagi kita percentage, kita nak tukar percentage tu kepada mass. So, saya buat 40.92% over 100% times with 100 gram, which is the mass of ascorbic acid. Okay, so mathematically boleh cancel out lah. Okay, 100-100. And then carbon kita, mass kita adalah 40.92. From there, kita boleh tahulah, oh kenapa kita buat pengiraan macam ni. Memang macam tu lah kan, nak solve percentage kan. Okay, so bila kamu assume dia 100 gram, okay, senang lah untuk kamu figure out dia punya mass yang elemen lain. Sama sahaja macam percentage. Tapi dengan syarat, kena tulis assume mass of apa-apa equal to 100 gram tu wajib. Okay. Right. So now key in je value masuk. Okay. So 40.92 gram is for carbon. Hydrogen 4.58. And then for oxygen 54.50 gram. Okay, so dan key in dia punya mass. So next kita nak kira number of mole. Macam biasa tadi kita ambil mass bahagi dengan molar mass. Okay, so kita start dengan carbon. Okay, mass of carbon adalah 40.92 gram. Divide with molar mass of carbon which is 12 gram per mole. Okay, equal to 3.41 mole. Okay, and then 4.58, okay, divide with, okay, hydrogen punya atomic mass adalah 1 gram only kan, 1 gram per mole. Okay, so divide with 1 gram per mole, then you should get the same lah, 4.58 mole. Okay, and then for oxygen, 54.50 gram of oxygen, divide with the atomic mass of oxygen which is 16 gram per mole, then your answer should be 3.4063 mole. Right, so settle dekat situ. Next, we need to determine, okay, the smallest number of mole yang ada. Okay, so the smallest one adalah this one. Okay, ataupun hampir sama lah kan. These two hampir sama, but I would say this one is smaller lah. Okay, sebab dia bukan for 1, dia masih for 0. So let us use this one as our smallest number of mole. Okay, so all number of mole need to divide with this smallest number of mole. This one equal to 1. Okay, 1.3446. Okay, so done. Okay, kita dah siap dah cari simplest ratio. So, simplest ratio for carbon equal to 1. For hydrogen, okay, hydrogen pelik sikit sebab dia equal to 1.3. So, bolehkah kamu nak round off this one jadi 1? Okay, so the answer is tak boleh. Okay, so you cannot round off 1.3 to 1, cannot. Okay, you have to multiply this decimal number, okay, number perpuluhan ni dengan number bulat yang lain untuk menjadikan jawapan dia number bulat juga. Okay, so that means you have to time this number with a whole number so that you can get a whole number here. Okay, so you need to try and error lah. So let's say lah, I want to time this with 2. Okay, so I need to press my calculator. If 1.3446 times 2, I will get 2.6891. Okay, 2.6891 is still considered as far from 3. Okay, kita nak round off pergi 3 pun tak boleh. Okay, nak round off pergi 2 lagi tak boleh. Okay, so this number is not considered as whole number lah, since dia quite far from 3, quite far from 2. Okay, so that's mean you need to try to times this number with 3. Okay, so kalau time with 3, okay, press our calculator. 1.3446 times 3, then we should get 4.0338. Okay, so since this one 4.0 something, so we can consider this as 4. Okay, so this one approximately equal to 4. Ini boleh round off. So bila nak round off, bila tak round off. Okay, kalau you dapat 1.3, 1.5, you cannot round off. Okay, if you get 1.9, then you can round off to 2. 1.8 pun sebenarnya macam tak berapa boleh sangat nak round off. Okay, alright, so for this one kita kena times 3 so that we can get a number that is close to whole number. Okay, like this one equal to 4. Okay, but if you start to times 3 over here for hydrogen, you have to make sure that you times 3 for all element juga. Untuk carbon dan oksigen pun kena darab 3. Walaupun dia dah whole number dah, but kena adil lah. Kalau ini kamu dah darab 3, you have to make sure yang lain pun semua kena darab 3. Okay, so over here we need to times 3. So this one equal to 3. Ini pun sama, times 3 equal to 3. Walaupun number dia dah number bulat. Okay, so maksudnya dekat sini kita dah dapat lah semua whole number. Alright, so settle. Next, kita tengoklah empirical formula dia. Carbon ada 3, so C3. Hydrogen ada 4, so H4. And then oxygen ada 3, C3H4O3. Okay, so that is our empirical formula for ascorbic acid or vitamin C. Okay, so next, we need to determine the molecular formula. Okay, jangan lupa pula tadi dia ada 2 soalan kat sini kan. Okay, so empirical formula kita dah dapat, so done. Right, so next for molecular formula pula kita nak kena determine. Okay, so molecular formula, cara nak determine dia macam mana? Okay, first you should know what is the relationship between molecular formula and empirical formula. Tadi kita dah belajar molecular formula equal to empirical formula times with n, where n is a positive integer. Okay, so nak cari n dululah kiranya. Sekarang kita dah ada empirical formula. Nak dapatkan molecular formula senang je kalau kita ada n. Tapi masalahnya kita tak ada n. So kita nak kena cari n. Okay, so how to determine n? This one, refer back to this note. Okay, so over here kita kena cari, kita kena tengok molar mass for the molecular formula. Okay, divide with the mass of empirical formula, molar mass of empirical formula, then we should get n. Okay, so kita pun tengoklah data dia bagi tadi kan. Okay, so over here dia bagi molar mass of ascorbic acid. Okay, so maksudnya yang mass yang dia bagi ni, molar mass ni adalah molar mass of molecular formula lah sebenarnya, 176 gram per mole. Okay, so over here 176 gram per mole. Okay, so divide with the molar mass of empirical formula. Okay, so empirical formula kita tadi carbon C3H4O3. Okay, so kita kena tambah semualah. So carbon 12 mass dia, tapi ada 3 carbon, so times 3. And then hydrogen, the mass is 1, but there are 4 hydrogen, so times 4. And then for oxygen, there are 3 oxygen, and the mass of oxygen is 16 gram per mole, so times 3. Okay, so the unit same, gram per mole, so the unit will cancel out lah. Alright, n tu adalah satu number sahaja. Okay, and then press your calculator. Bawah ni saya dapat 88. Okay, and then 176 divide 88, you should get equal to 2. So, n kita dah dapat dah 2. So, kita dah boleh determine lah molecular formula. Okay, empirical formula kita tadi C3H4O3 times 2. Okay, so times 2 terus darab je. Okay, so 3 ni akan darab, 2 akan darab dengan 3. Okay, so jadi C6, 2 darab dengan 4, jadi H8. Ni jadi O6. Okay, so this is the molecular formula. Okay, alright, so that is how you can determine the molecular formula from the empirical formula. Okay, so example tu simple juga. Okay, cuma beza example tu and example 1 adalah dia bagi dalam percentage, but fret not. Okay, so we just need to assume mass of substance given tu equal to 100 gram, then you should be able to determine the mass of element tu lah. Okay, without doing calculation, sebab dia boleh cancel out kan, tadi awal-awal saya tunjuk. Okay, so dia akan jadi automatically percentage ni akan sama dengan mass. Then do your calculation macam biasa.